Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, I'm continuing my look at the X-Files. And this is the second season. And this is episode 5, Duane Barry from 1994. This is a very important episode. It's a standalone one, but it is so important in the X-Files. It's part 1 really to the next one. It's so important. Previously we'd had Sleepless, and the next one will be Ascension. This was transmitted on October the 14th, 1994 on Fox Network, and on September the 25th, 1995, on BBC Two in the UK, it was transmitted. This is written and directed by Chris Carter, and this is his directorial debut. Yes, and absolutely, what a wonderful debut this is as a director. I think he really does a great job, very good job. What can I say? It's just a great episode. The cast, we've got David Duchovny, who plays Fox Mulder. We've got Gillian Anderson playing Dana Scully. And then we've got the return of Nicholas Lee playing Alex Krycek. Then we've got Steve Railsback, who plays Duane Barry, which you might notice is the title of this episode. Now, he's got a wonderful selection of films that he's been involved in. These include Deadly Games, 1982, which was a slasher. Trick or Treat, 1982, which is a slasher, sort of a comedy. He was in Life Force, 1985, which I absolutely love. I've talked about that film so much. It's a film I just adore, as you know, with the Dead Zone. I've got them in 4K. I had to have them in 4K no matter what. I love those films. They're just so important. Anyhow, he's in Life Force, so you can't go better than that, can you? He was also in Alligator 2, The Mutation, which was from 1991, and I reviewed maybe a few months ago. Great film. Then he's in Sharon Stone's film Scissors. Yes, 1991, Scissors. What a film that is. She's great. Then, well, what can I say? Barbed Wire, 1996. That is a cult classic. Pamela Anderson in it. It's one of those films that lots of people... Yeah, it's not the greatest film, but people just sit there and go, wow. It's one of those Pamela Anderson films. Yes. And then Gone Are the Days, 2018. So those are some of the films that he was involved. It's quite a good selection of films. And that's not all of them. I say, just picked a few there. And then we've got Frank C. Turner, who plays Dr. Hackey. Now, he was in The Fly 2, 1989. He was in Unforgiven, 1992. What a film to be involved in. Clint Eastwood directing. It's considered a great Western, that. Um, he was also in Needful Things from 1993, which is a Stephen King story. Um, he was in Scary Movie 3, which a lot of people love. That's 2003. And then he was in Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, Sonic the Hedgehog in 2020. Yeah, there we are. Then there's a face that I recognise though quite a bit. I've seen her. It does make a lot of TV appearances as well as some films. Her name is CCH Pounder, and in this she plays Lucy Kasdan, and she's one of the detectives, FBI detectives. Now, she was in some interesting films, and still is. Prison Honor, 1985, which, going back a bit there, it's a Jack Nicholson film. Yes. She was in Postcards from the Edge, 1990, which I know Meryl Streep is in that one. She was in RoboCop 3. Yes, that's 1993. And, you got a great respect. She was in End of Days, 1991. A classic Arnie film. You can't get better than that. Imagine being in an Arnie film. Wow, fantastic. And then she was in Orphan, 2009, which is very well thought of as well. And then, yes, she's in Avatar, The Way of the Water, 2022. She's in that. With all that stuff, you can't tell, can you? It's the voiceless. But yeah, she's in that. And actually, I'm being a bit bad. I've not seen... I've seen the first Avatar, but I haven't seen that one. But there we are. Anyhow, that's the cast. It's a very good cast. And this is to say, the X-Files were able to get a lot of quality actors who did work in TV, and then some of them also went on to do a lot of films, for the cinema. So there's lots of great stuff here. Anyhow, you're saying, by Eklat, what's it about? Well, it starts off, don't forget, Mulder and Scully now are apart. She's at the academy, and Mulder has to do any sort of work that comes up as an FBI agent. Now, he's called in specifically to an hostage situation, and he's considered good at, I think, involved in the skills of negotiating. And it involves Duane Barry, yes, who is, it turns out, a former FBI agent who claims to have been abducted by aliens. And he wants to go back to that abduction site with someone who happens to be in the storyline. We see at the end who it is. Yes, this is an important part of the link of the story. So in this, we see Mulder going in there and doing really what Mulder does. And you see how good he is in this situation. And of course, he believes him totally. But Dana Scully does a bit of research and finds out about the condition that happened to his brain. And she believes that it's not real, that he's making all this up. But that's the twist. It proves, as we see, that maybe he's not making this up. And what this episode I really like about is we see frightening alien abduction is. They're not sugarcoating any of this. It's brutal. Let's be honest. They're doing experiments on them, and it's terrifying. Imagine being taken away somewhere and people experimenting on you. That is the brutal reality of this, and that's what I like where they're showing this. Of course, you could decide for yourself whether you think it's delusional or what have you, but it always drops in the nice bits of evidence there. In fact, Dana Scully, they take something from his body, right? And from that, they discover that it's got like a barcode. And what they've taken from the body is, she says it is, it's like somebody being catalogued. Yes, it is like that. But the dramatic ending, because this is part one, is that he comes to take her with him. We see the bit where he's looking through the window. So he's effectively taking her to be abducted instead of himself. And of course, this fits into what is going to be Gillian Anderson's absence because of her pregnancy, and the baby is due very soon. So they had to film this, get it done. That then explains a time away from, and it works so well. It's such a, I think, a frightening episode. Really, I think it is. I think it really is terrifyingly frightening and brutal, and it's so well directed. Yeah, it is. It's an amazing piece of television. That's why I think it was up for various television awards. It got a lot of nominations. It didn't win, but from this, I think he should have done. I mean, they're just amazing. There's some of the scenes in this. This is why the X-Files, you just can't help but love this show. It's excellence in television and storytelling, and the acting is always so good. It's absolutely brilliant. The caliber that they get involved. You don't get bad performances, very rarely. The actors are just so spot on. And this is absolutely wonderful piece of television, and you can't wait for the next part to come along. Yes. So, because it says at the end, to be continued. So you're going, oh yes, fantastic. Anyhow, that's it. I've been going on too long. So, as I do every week, and you see it again, but here is my season 2 small box set in the big box set. Yes, I always say that as well. And there's the back I always show it. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful. Absolute treasure, this. Absolute treasure. That's it. I've finished. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you look in the playlist, you'll see all the previous episodes that I've reviewed, right from season 1, and as I continue, and that will give you. But I do a lot of other things. I do a lot of films. I do TV shows and music as well, often with a nostalgia base. Now, if you do like this video, please give this video a like. If you give this video a like, it'll get it out onto YouTube, and hopefully other people might enjoy it. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always answer them. And that's it. Yes. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.